Chapter 3 Smile for the Guests. Summary. Her best friend seems to be missing. With days of no communication, her frustration grows. No texts, no Discord messages or calls, no social media posts, no trace. She turns to old comforts, video games. But even that wasn't enough to stop her worried mind. So she turns to her journal for guidance. But she knew something was wrong. And she was right. However, her friend wasn't just missing, she was taken, disposed of, and repurposed like spare parts. Now she smiles in her cage, tail shimmering under neon lights, trapped in a swarm of lies. Now a mermaid mechatronic, made to perform, to sing, to forget. But someone still remembers. A flicker beneath the waves, a glitch in her systems. You see, Lilith is different than the others. And somewhere behind the scenes, quiet truths are unraveling. Someone is watching the cracks form, connecting the pieces. What she's finding could bring everything down if it doesn't get to her first. The blue glow of her TV screen flickered across the walls as Clara plopped into the couch, controller in hand. She scrolled through her games, thumb hovering over Sonic Unleashed, a comfort game, fast-paced and distracting. Just what she needed. But as the title screen loaded, the familiar weight returned. Silence. Her phone screen was still dark. No messages. No "you up" or "good morning" from Maria. No silly gifts. Her hyperactive, gremlin-fueled friend shenanigans not there. There's been nothing for days now. Clara dropped the controller onto the coffee table, pressed her fingers to her temple. This isn't like her. She reached to her journal, the one Maria had gifted her for last Christmas, the one with a tiny doodle of Foxy on the inside cover. She hadn't written in it for months. But this morning, the silence was louder than usual. She clicked her pen, took a breath, and began to write. Dear Diary. She set the pen down slowly when she finished, the paper slightly damp beneath her palm. The room was too quiet. Clara looked up at the screen again, the title music still looping softly. Where are you, Maria? She whispered. The game remained on the home screen, waiting. The moment consciousness returns, I know something's wrong. No warm reboot, no peaceful hum, just cold metal against my wrists and tail. I try to move, but I'm locked in place. Arms strapped to a low display pedestal, my new metal tail locked beneath me in clamps. The air smells sterile, artificial, like they're trying to mask something much worse. Click. A ring of overhead lights snap on above me, blinding. Then, through the haze, a familiar voice slithers in like oil through water. Good morning, Lilith. It's Nora. I didn't respond, not with words. My jaw tightens, and the synthetic chords in my throat hum softly from the strain. Nora works pressing buttons on the machine, looking back and forth at me and the machine. Today's your first performance, a test run, if you will. She says lightly, like we're prepping for a school play and not a nightmare. You'll greet the guests, swim, smile. Most importantly, obey. My stomach, if I even had one anymore, twists. She moves closer to me, holding a pair of pliers, twisting, tightening one of my shoulder screws. It was a disturbing thought, but I did not feel pain from it. If you don't comply, there's a small pause. Well, I don't think we want to test just how thorough a reset will be. You've already shown signs of unwanted rebellion. My eyes flicker. Memories shouldn't come through, but they do. Broken flashes of light. Zeus's malicious grin, Octavia's limb reaching out for the mask. The fear in her eyes. I flinch. Yes, more of that. Nora's voice dips, smug. Don't worry, dear. The fear makes you relatable. She moves a strand of hair from my mechanical eyes. You're all set, my dear. Are you ready for your grand opening? A glitch pulses through me. A visual flash, red lights. A similar voice whispers, This will only hurt a bit, my dear. Before a long silver machine claw drills toward me. I feel a pain in my chest. A terrible pull, like my soul was being unraveled and stitched into something new. My hands twitch. Something inside me, beneath the steel, is screaming to get out. Oh, don't look so glum, Nora chimes. You were broken, Maria. I fixed you. I made you beautiful. Maria. She said it, my real name. Once again, the green-eyed woman reaches behind my neck. One soft click, then the world goes black. My eyes open again with the sound of a familiar machine. Hiss. The metal cylinder doors open, the bright sun rays behind me making it hard to see my surroundings. The restraints holding me loosen, and I'm released. I tumble forward into water, clear, sparkling, empty. A tank. Familiar images unfold around me. Artificial ocean shrubs, corals, pearls, clams, and seaweed. Everything is fake. Everything you see is a lie. Through the glass, I see it. Guests. Children with pressed nose against the tank. Children. Parents sipping drinks. Security bots pacing silently. Then, I see her. Delilah. She emerges from behind a rock formation. Her design mirrors mine. Mermaid body, graceful frame. But hers is older. Cracked in places. Fragments of synthetic skin hang from a cheek panel, revealing rusted endosteel beneath. "You're new," she says. Her voice sounds broken like static garbled through a speaker, but her voice comes through clear to me, almost as if there's another voice speaking along the screeching screams. A soft female tone. She speaks again, but I know that look. What look? I attempt to respond, but as I expected, squealing instead comes from her. That didn't matter though, since it seems she understood, which is confirmed when she responds. Maybe she could hear my voice? Some internal channel? A shared frequency between us? I didn't understand it, but she heard me. "The one that says you remember." I swim closer. "Who are you?" I whisper. Her eyes don't blink, mechanics don't allow it, but they narrow with something that feels human. "Delilah," she says, then leans in. "I was an intern." My body locks, static rushes through my circuits. When I got this job, they told me it was only temporary. One day, a woman came to me and asked for assistance with some tank maintenance in Zeus's tank. She came with me. Next thing you know, I woke up like this. Said it was an upgrade compared to my old life. She glances up toward the watchers outside the tank. I've been smiling for 5 years. One hand touches the side of the glass, the other moves to her own heart-shaped pendant and necklace that is soldered to her metal chest, as mine is. "Maria, you're not the only one." How does she know my name? I'm posed in a cave alcove, forced to hum along with soft background music. Guests pass by, waving. A child presses their hand against the glass. Brown locks, dark purple dress. She looks just like me. The little girl looks up and waves. Something inside me fractures. My hands tremble. I drift closer to the glass and place my palm to it. My vision glitches and I see flashes. My bedroom is a child, my mom's voice. Me and Claire are playing the first Five Nights at Freddy's game together, laughing. I wave back and smile, then realize, no, not me. Her photo is familiar, one of them missing. A name burned behind my eyes. Evie. A systems glitch, again. The lights in my vision flicker. Warning. Memory fragment breach. Core override detected. Reset protocol initiated. Delilah grabs my wrist. Her grip tight. Fight it. She doesn't own you. A warning flashes once again. Reset countdown starting 10. Power surges through me, the tank lights flicker. Guests step back, unsure whether it's a part of the show. Then I see her. Octavia. 9. The countdown continued. On the far end of the tank line, behind another wall of glass, she's there. Head tilted, wide eyes locked on mine. She raises a tentacle, taps the glass. Tap, 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 tap. 8. Was she using Morse code? Did she learn that from Cade and myself when we worked together? Since nights were long, we both took a liking in it. We made our own little game out of it. When we worked in separate tanks, we would communicate in such ways. Help, she had said. 7. My eyes sting, my synthetic chest tightens. My limbs begin to move toward Octavia. The reset count halts. Static blasts through my hearing. Protocol disruption. The system hisses. Across the water, Octavia drifts closer to the glass, her wide sapphire eyes gleaming like she already knew what I'd say. Even through the barrier, I feel it. We're not just machines. We remember. But the moment breaks when her metallic hiss echoes in my ears. Lilith, you're rearing off path. Nora's voice, velvety but venomous, cuts through the tank like a blade. I don't respond. I stay with Octavia, even if it's just a second longer. We start counting, resuming. Reset in 5, 4. Panic rises like heat under my skin, but it isn't fear, it's rage. 3. I shut my eyes, preparing for the reset, but instead I remember. Flashback. The ceiling was black steel, blinking red with warning lights. I was strapped down, arms bound, legs missing. My body, my real body, broken from the tank. And above me, her. Nora. Or no, not just Nora. The lighting shifted just enough to show her reflection in the surgical glass. A different shape, thinner, sharper, longer. She smiled with a face that wasn't human, eyes like molten rubies. She hummed while she worked, delicate fingers gliding over a silver machine with clawed arms. You were too kind, Maria. That's why you'll make a beautiful centerpiece. The claw hissed, spun, and plunged into my chest. Not to tear, but to pull. I didn't scream, but my mind did. I felt myself, my soul, flipping, stretching, being drawn into something new, into her creation. Back to the present. I lurch forward in the water, clutching my chest as if the wound is still there. Delilah swims toward me, fast. Her metal hands wrap around mine, keeping me grounded. You remember, don't you? She says, her voice glitching as it ends. That machine, the machine, that room. That's how we are made. My lips tremble. I was alive when she took me. It's coming back. I thought I had drowned, but... Delilah nods soundingly. Me too. Reset in 1. No! I scream, voice coming out as a fractured static shriek. A wave of energy bursts through my system. Every security bot in the exhibit glitches. Lights short out above us, water ripples around me. And in that moment, from the edge of the exhibit, he's there, Caden. He's halfway through a staff door, eyes wide with disbelief. He looks at me, but he doesn't recognize me. How could he? I'm a mermaid mechatronic. No light, no music. Everything was silent. Only small gasps and light chatter like static from a TV. My body freezes up, and I begin to float to the bottom of the tank. I malfunctioned. It wasn't me that failed. It was the entire system. I had short-circuited the world around me. My last attempt to speak didn't make it out of my voice box in time. Instead, the sound of my own voice echoes in my head. I'm still here. End of chapter 3. Epilogue. The halls were still. Far beneath the tanks, beyond the view of the guests and outside the reach of even the security bots, a door hissed open in an isolated control room. Nora stepped inside, heels clicking softly on the polished floor, steam curling through the vent like breath from something sleeping. She moved with slow intent, her posture immaculate. But beneath it all, she paused by the wall valve, releasing a short burst of coolant mist. It flowed around her like ritual, a moment to reset. Why is that spoiled little brat able to disobey me? She muttered, barely louder than the hiss of the air. What makes her so different? Her voice caged no rage, just confusion sharpened by ego. She made us look like fools, made me look like a fool. Nora stepped toward the terminal, brushing a few strands of chestnut-red hair from her face. She exhaled slowly through her nose and narrowed her eyes. But that's all right. I've dealt with worse. Her fingers hovered over the screen as the system woke. The terminal blinked to life, casting a glow over her face. Those special VR masks, such beautiful technology, she murmured. People don't realize what they're capable of until they're already inside. A soft smile tugged at the corners of her mouth. Ah, Roy. Always needing a little push. She reached down and tapped a flashing icon on the terminal. The system chirped. Recording audio message, Roy Freeman initiated. She stood up straighter, her tone softened, rehearsed. And just before she began to speak, she let the mask of professionalism settle over her face again. This will be the start of something wonderful, she whispered. The terminal blinked red, recording quietly. Whatever she was about to say, it would sound harmless, convincing, polished. But what it meant? That was something else entirely. Beep. Message received from internal log. Green level only. Voicemail to Roy